It's a very common and very easy pattern that you see all the time if you play enough 9-ball. We're just kind of stunning this 1-ball. It's a little bit off angle, but with a little bit of left-hand English and bottom, we can just stop this ball pretty much right in front of the 1. It might draw back an inch or so, but it's not going to be much. And this is going to give us the right angle on the 2 to get right about here on the 3. And that'll let us bounce off the 3 and get above that 4-ball line, and that way we'll have the right angle on the 4 to get right about here on the 5, and that'll let us come back easily for a shot on the 6. So let's go ahead and move along. You don't need a whole lot of bottom or a whole lot of left. You just need to follow through with your stroke and stay down. Now you see me lining up the 2, and let's go ahead and look at the shot line on this, and you can see I have the right angle to get above the 4-ball to bounce off that right hand side rail and get back on the 5. And now that the 6 is in the picture, we can see where we want to be on the 5 to keep the cue ball on the left hand side of that table, and able to get on the 6 pretty easily relative to where the 7 is. So let's go ahead and cut away and take it a step at a time. This is just straight bottom, and you really have to stroke it to get the right angle center table back on the 3-ball. Now here you see me make my first mistake on this 3-ball shot, and this is what I intended to do in order to bounce back on that 5. Here's where I got. So I wind up straight in on the 4 with no other option but to draw this ball straight back and still try to get the right angle on the 5 to stay up on the left hand side of the table. That failed too because I overcompensated on the 4 and I went too long. So that would be my second mistake on the 4-ball shot. And so I'm forced to take what I can take on the 5, and I finally wound up getting back in line on the 6 and able to get easily, or pretty easily, on the 7-ball, but I screw up the 6-ball shot too. But I'm getting way ahead of myself, so let's go ahead and roll it. This is the right way to shoot this shot with bottom left, but I put my shoulder into this shot and I wind up with kind of a goofy straight in angle. It's kind of the last thing I want. So now I have to just draw this ball back and I just go too far. You get a better idea of the situation here, and now that you can see the 6, 7, and 8. With that 8 being a little bit of an obstruction, that was a big worry when I was trying to get on top of this 4-ball and using that side rail to bounce back on that 5. So now that the little light has shined on the big picture, let's take a look at what I was trying to do. I was trying to get right here. And what I actually did was the cue ball just really hooked up a little more than I expected on this draw shot, and I wind up here. Now, right back where I hit that left-hand side rail, right at that first diamond, sat the 9-ball. If that 9-ball wasn't there, I would have bounced off the rail a little bit and would have came out a little bit more. I would have had not a great angle on the 5, but it wouldn't have been a big problem to get from the 5 back up on the right spot of the 6. I would have had to take a longer shot, but I could have easily stunned the cue ball out on the 6-ball to get somewhere around center table to draw back from the 7 to the right position on the 8 to get to the 9. So once again, I'm going a little bit ahead of myself. So let's just slow down and roll the video footage. If I was just another inch off this rail, I would definitely stick with the plan of getting the right position on the 6 ball from the left-hand side of the 6 ball line, just like I was talking about. But it's just too close to the rail to mess with any bottom English. I don't want to jack up too high on it. You're liable to just squirt the 5 ball and miss it if you do that. So to keep it safe, I'm just putting top left on this to shoot the 5 ball and go forward like this and wind up here. Now, if you're on a really tight table with really strong, tight rails, you might not have to put left on this ball, and you'll still get the right position. It all depends on the table you're playing on, but I do because I'm on a 1970 Brunswick with a loose rail down there. So I think if you look at this pattern, you see the big picture. So let's go ahead and continue. You don't want to draw this ball. You're liable to draw it straight into that side pocket. So you're just going right to that rail. And I'm putting a little bit of left-hand English on this because I'm literally trying to bounce back just a little bit and get center table. It doesn't quite work out like that. And I can sit here and make excuses, but I just kind of screwed it up. I know this table. I played on it for years and years and years. And I should have shot it harder, but I didn't. But I'm okay with taking a longer shot on the 7 ball. On your table, whatever you like to play on, you'll probably be able to get a lot closer to this 7 ball while maintaining the angle to get back on the 8. And if we look at the rest of the picture, we're going to wind up with the same exact potential scratch shot that was in that last video, and I believe it was the 7 ball in the last video too. We're bouncing back off this 7 ball, off this rail, and diagonally back up table, trying to get on that 8 ball line. And if I do get on it, I can just draw back for the 9 and this game is over. If I come up a little bit short, I can just use that top rail to bounce off of and get perfect shape on the 9 ball. The only thing you don't want to do is come up short, too short of that 8 ball line, and you don't want to get on the wrong side of it. So it's better to go long than short on the 7 ball shot. But let's go back to the 6, and let's go back to the actual table and go live on this. And I'm just going to let it roll through the 6, and then we're going to do the loop back and let the whole game play from start to finish without the acting and with the music and without any cuts. And we're just going to dig on it. Thank you guys for tuning in. I will see you on Friday.